A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight with I, Wadulo Mark Arnold, your news anchor for the next 1 hour, and Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. So without further ado, let's take a look at tonight's top stories. In our top stories tonight, President Museveni pledges to support musicians as he launches a music album. Premier Nabanja blames parish chiefs for slow progress of the parish development model. In entertainment news, artists Shiba and Cindy battle at Kololo Airstrip Music Show. And in sports, 4 billion shilling sports complex being constructed in Kamwenge district. Thank you for joining us once again, and this is now the news bulletin in detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is also the national chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, NRM, has pledged to support musicians by giving them funds and equipment to uplift their talent. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in the company of the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Museveni, made this commitment today while officiating at the launch of the Museveni Awoma music album at a colorful event held at Kololo Independence Grounds in Kampala. The album launch was organized by singer Munamasaka Emansereko. The president further revealed that he will call for a meeting with musicians so that they can agree on setting up a common user facility that will benefit all of them. His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni also asserted that he will help the artists to ensure that the copyright law materializes. However, the president advised that musicians should not only rely on singing if they want to create wealth. President Museveni emphasized that each adult Ugandan must make sure that he or she belongs somewhere in the 4 sectors of the economy. On the other hand, Mr. Nsereko first thanked the President and the First Lady for honoring his invitation to launch his music album. Additionally, he commended the President for transforming Uganda and supporting talents like him. He revealed that his music is aimed at promoting the good image of the NRM government and to neutralize negative songs that divert Ugandans. He thanked the President for donating to him a music recording studio. Meanwhile, various artists performed during the music launch that was attended by thousands of revelers. The event was also attended by the Minister of Kampala Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs, Hajat Misa Kabanda, Kasese Executive Director Ms. Dorothy Kisaka, Uganda National Women's Council Chairperson Hajat Farida Chibowa, Moses Karangwa, NRM Chairperson Kayunga, among others.
President Kiriza.
It is now my pleasure to launch the Museveni Awoma.
Museveni now mukasala kano president alonchize Museveni Awoma.
Esawe no chiwede. President amaze okulaunchinga Museveni Awoma.
Furthermore, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has hosted the chairperson of the Transitional Sovereign Council of the Republic of the Sudan, His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, for a bilateral meeting. The President and his guests deliberated on key issues pertaining regional and bilateral ties. During the meeting held at State House in Entebbe, the two had a light moment to share. And furthermore, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has warned parish chiefs against delaying the disbursement of the parish development model funds over lack of capacity to handle the operations. The Premier was on Friday evening presiding over a fundraising function in Nakasongola district. Details in this report.
Premier Robin Nabanja says that some parish chiefs are incapable of handling PDM transaction due to lack of capacity.
Parish chief bawa mwana wani ngate basoma na kusoma kakati ngenda kusindika ba auditor bwe mubanga oli parish chief ngomanyiti wasoma kirungi olisigninge mango duke batugenda pasiba.
The Premier was on Friday evening presiding over a fundraising function in Nakasongola district. Nabanja explained that government has sent a lot of money to districts, though it's not being utilized well.
Tebamanyi computer, tebalina chebamanyi, baleta abantu abatalina chebamanyi, ate tebabateeka mu system eri computerized. I hope this is not the problem here.
Good progress right on that.
No, are your parish chiefs suitable for the jobs you people gave them?
Not all, but some. And
so you see the problem is almost nationwide. We are not going to allow this, I'm telling you. Together,
the Lands Minister Judith Nabakowa assured the people of Nakasongola that government has paid some of the landlords and nobody should evict them anyhow. The members of parliament who participated at the event told the Prime Minister that evictions from lands are affecting the implementation of government programs.
ate ekizibu kye tuyina balandiroodi bwe bazze kaakati ate bayambibwako mangu simanyi. Njagala kusaba abakulembeze abalabe muntu w'okukola nabo batuyambe basooke kuwuliriza eno kiri kitya gye tuwadde omuntu okugenda okukuba empenda.
Over 75 million shillings was realized in cash and pledges.
Ne mukwano gwange zawedde emiliyoni 10 zizino.
Joseph Oko, UBC.
The First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has emphasized the importance of cooperating with God to fulfill one's life's purpose and plans. This was during a book launch event hosted at State House in Entebbe. Senior Private Secretary to First Lady Irene Kauma authored the book titled Destined: Discover Your Pathway to Purpose. The event attracted friends, relatives, mentors, past employees and current employers.
The First Lady Janet Museveni has praised her Senior Private Secretary Irene Kauma for her firm submission to God and her daily obligation to serving the Lord.
Irene is a prayer warrior. She wakes up every day to serve the Lord, and God is faithful to those who love him. Therefore, I have no doubt in my mind that as Irene continues to walk obediently with God, she will cross that middle place and reach her destiny as purposed by God. Irene's book is good for all people to receive wisdom.
This was during a book launch of Irene Kauma titled Destined: Discover Your Pathway to Purpose at State House Entebbe. Kauma wrote the book during the COVID-19 induced lockdown while she was at State House Nakasero.
We pray that this message will be greatly anointed in a special way to minister faith, to minister love, and to minister hope to your children. You will read this book and find freedom and courage to break the shackles of bondage off their lives.
In her speech, Janet Museveni highlighted the significance of the book, stating that it can help people understand God's faithfulness in their lives if they choose to accept Him in fulfilling their purposes and plans.
Those tests solidify the character of the individual being tested. When that season of testing is over, the person is solid and can withstand all kinds of hardship. Trying to say through all these examples is that God will create life as He chooses. What that person does, however, with their lives is what is important in ensuring that God's purposes get fulfilled or not. God needs us to cooperate with Him in fulfilling His purposes and plans for our lives.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, acknowledged the challenges Irene faced as a civil servant, but noted that God has protected her.
But people around just take people's names. People love destroying. When you are destroying someone's name, you are destroying that which is nothing to you but everything to a person.
Irene's book underscores the message that one's path and life circumstances do not define them, and the path to greatness lies in being a servant to all.
Others. Learning to honor is the key to connecting to destiny careers. Can we learn to honor others? Can we learn to see the greatness in others? God made sure that none of us has all the gifts and talents so that we would need each other.
Her mentors, including the Executive Director of Uganda Roads Authority, Alan Kajina, and the ED of Kasese, Dorothy Chisaka, praised Irene for utilizing her God-given gifts to serve others.
And I have known her for quite a while and know that she feeds on prayer, she feeds on the word, she feeds on fasting, she feeds on worship, she ministers to people, allows each of the gifts and abilities and talents and resources to be utilized for her, but for many others too. Irene is a person who opens doors for people.
The book also emphasizes the importance of intentional decision-making in discovering one's pathway to purpose. In conclusion, the event emphasized the continuous obedience to God as the key to achieving the destined purpose in one's life. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Logemwa in Entebbe.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Balyomonsi, has witnessed the launch of Kambuga NRM Nyekundire Group in Kanungu District. Balyomonsi asked area leaders to spread the gospel of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of involving communities into ventures aimed at improving their livelihoods, as well as ushering them into the money economy. Details in this report.
The Nyekundire Group for Kambuga Sub-County in Kanungu District has been launched this Saturday. The group, bringing together all NRM supporters and well-wishers from the entire sub-county, is to put emphasis on development.
Government ya Uganda tino kweri kwija kuba neyamba omuntu mwamutarabiro mu kweterana. So kubasha ziremo bashamo kugira ngo bakore Nyekundire ko kuba yokozere Nyekundire cyayereka ngo government neija kwanguha yaba nebaletera most like nk'ejyo kubayamba.
Oh yes, this is a very nice law because this is a very good mobilization because people have mobilized themselves without any efforts of anybody.
The launch has been hosted at Zoromo Primary School grounds in Kambuga Sub-County with the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Balyomonsi, gracing it as the chief guest.
Nyekundire means volunteering. They come up on their own, organize, and as part of mobilization, they launch the groups sub-county by sub-county, and we have been doing this. And today we are launching Kambuga sub-county Nyekundire group so that they can mobilize NRM supporters, but also recruit those who are not NRM to come into NRM.
Baryomunsi, who serves as Kasese East Member of Parliament, pledges full support towards the initiative.
But I also support them to make sure that they form these organizations, have them registered, and also give them some seed support in terms of financial assistance to get out of poverty.
This is the third Nyekundire group launch in Kanungu district.
Mobilize people to participate in development programs, embrace programs like PDM, Yoga, so that they can liberate themselves out of poverty and create wealth. So that's the message which we are passing on to the population, that they should participate in these wealth creation government programs which are aimed at ensuring that everybody gets part of the money economy.
During this launch, Baryomunsi, who on the other hand serves as the vice chairperson NRM in charge of Western Uganda, received new party supporters drawn from the parties of FDC and NUP.
Ata abantu bingi bakaranza baleba ngu ebibiine bindi nebyo kuba buzabuza baleba ngu tino kolija kutunguka wabo tajoiningire ruling party.
The government is doing it to make sure that everybody gets registered. We are in a rural area, but we have tap water, national water. Yeah? We didn't have roads, but now on every cell there is a road connecting the cell.
As a starting point, Minister Baryomunsi contributed close to 10 million shillings to the session. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Kanungu District.
Chambogo University, through its art faculty, sponsored a research driven towards the promotion of protection of culture for ages to come through art. Now, research findings were exhibited visually at the Nomo Gallery Art in Kampala. The Nomo Gallery in Kampala, with the presence of Chambogo University representatives and art practitioners.
The research, championed by Dr. Joan Kechimuri, was focused at learning Buganda royal regalia during the coronation of the Kabaka and visualize the findings through art for other people.
I like ethnography as a methodology of research, and I like studying our cultural objects and recording them for future generations. So that's the branch of more of the research I do. So the interest stems from there, liking our traditional objects, which I call art forms.
I was so happy that research has been done, deep research, and then presented it graphically in terms of art. I need to also let people know, because it's important when I speak, that government has picked interest in our sector, because at the moment we are doing a proposal which has already passed a lot of stages, and it is now at a stage of government to call it a project. We are going.
During the exhibition, there was a call for different cultures to disclose information concerning their culture, just in case the older generation passes on, it can still be accessed.
There is more inside there that somebody can do research about and reveal. Most of the information with these people has been passed on from word of mouth. There's nothing written. And that's how knowledge dies as these old people get out of the system. But I'm glad that this cultural center has been partnering with you to make sure that some of this information is brought to light for posterity. I'm also glad that you are going to archive this work in Chambogo and then other people will use it as a reference.
With the passing generations changing the look of culture, Dr. Joan Kechimuri advised on the importance of record keeping of royal regalia so that it's never changed over the years.
If there were beads, natural beads being used, why are they now bringing in plastic beads? Okay. Originally, Kabaka wore the back cloth. Why is it now we see a tunic which is brought in by the Arabs? Those are the questions we must question, and we see of what impact is it to the coming generation. Do they still have record of how it was and how it should still be, as without being adulterated with modernity and technology?
This research on Buganda Kingdom royal regalia kicked off in 2021 and is to be finalized this year.
The Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Wilberforce Chitio Lwalira, has embarked on a 4-day pastoral visit to Kasese Parish in Kalangala district. During his visit, he toured several churches that are currently under construction, accompanied by Venerable John Gitar, the Archdeacon of Entebbe, and Reverend Godfrey Makonje, the parish priest. Additionally, Bishop Lwalira presided over the confirmation of 66 Christians at St. Stephen's Church, Chibanga.
Christians in Kasese Parish have taken on the responsibility of building new churches due to the inadequacy of their current places of worship, which have become too small to accommodate the growing population. This came to the fore as the Bishop of Namirembe Diocese, the Right Reverend Wilberforce Chitio Lwalira, has embarked on a 4-day pastoral visit to Kasese Parish in Kalangala district. The churches visited during the bishop's tour include St. Peter's Bugoma, All Saints Beta, All Saints Mwema, and St. Peter's Daje. Bishop Lwalira expressed gratitude for the contributions made by the Christians towards these church construction projects. Bishop Lwalira commended the islanders for their unity and cooperation despite belonging to different denominations.
Ntimusige nnyo okuteeka amaanyi kwebyo ebibagatta okusinga ebibaawula.
During the confirmation ceremony at St. Stephen's Church, Chibanga, he encouraged the confirmants to maintain their faith in God and actively participate in church activities, emphasizing that each individual has a unique gift to offer.
None of us is called to be a spectator in the church. We are all called to be active members of the church, and your contribution and my contribution is very vital for the growth and development of the church.
The event was attended by various dignitaries, including the Member of Parliament from Kalangala, Helen Nachimoli, as well as lay readers and leaders of the Mothers' Union. Bishop Lwalira also participated in the groundbreaking ceremony for the new St. Stephen's Church Chibanga and had the opportunity to meet with some of the couples he had wedded during his tenure. Hamnafka Farida and Beatrice Nanziri.
Now the stage was set, the anticipation was palpable, and the crowd was buzzing with excitement as the much anticipated music battle between Cindy and Sheba was about to begin. As the clock struck midnight, the rules of the battle were announced. Cindy would take the stage first, followed by Sheba, and each artist was given 2 rounds to showcase their talent. The MC, in his authoritative tone, commanded the audience to make some noise for Cindy, and the response was deafening.
The King has
trumpets, man. I know my was so see. All right.
Yes, that was what happened at Kololo yesterday. Now, the national resistance movement in Kasese district is making significant strides in recruiting members from the opposition parties, particularly the Forum for Democratic Change and the National Unity Platform. This trend is expected to have a notable impact on the political landscape in the upcoming 2026 general elections. Details in this report.
In the 2016 general elections, Kasese district was predominantly in the hands of the opposition, with all parliamentary seats and the LC5 chairperson position going to opposition parties. However, a shift began in the 2021 general elections, with the NRM making gains, particularly in rural areas. 3 members of parliament and the current district chairperson were elected from the NRM. The chairperson of NRM Kasese District, Dr. Crispus Chiyonga, attributed these recruitments to the NRM's achievements as outlined in their manifesto. These achievements include extending electricity access, improving road infrastructure, ensuring food security, and maintaining peace and security. Dr. Chiyonga welcomed over 100 former FDC supporters who joined the NRM in a ceremony at Kabimba Church of Uganda, Chitabu Sub-County, Bukonzo County East.
So this is a very happy day for this area, a very happy day for NRM, because people have been living in here being told lies by opposition elements. But fortunately, the people themselves progressively see the performance of NRM, led by Chairman President Museveni. Deep here in the mountains, people have already received, for example, PDM money. And as I was addressing them, I asked those who had received the money, and they put up their...
He assured the people of Kasese of the government's commitment to providing services closer to them, and emphasized that by 2026, prosperity for all will become evident in the district. Dr. Chiyonga also encouraged residents to practice land conservation to prevent soil erosion. The NRM party's flag bearer for Bukonzo County East, Dr. Mande Road, acknowledges that the opposition propaganda had influenced the NRM's previous performance negatively.
Even when government is doing their best, to bring development services in this area, but our leaders are not telling the people that government is indeed helping them. I gave an example today. Bukonzo East is one of the areas currently undertaking huge development projects funded by the NRM government. I mentioned the bridges. Concurrently, 4 big bridges are being built in this constituency. But the leaders are not mentioning that.
Some of the new NRM recruits expressed their disillusionment with empty promises from the opposition as a reason for their switch to the ruling party.
When you read the FDC manifesto, you find FDC talking to give every household in Uganda 100,000. But the NRM manifesto is now giving us 1 million per person. So that's a difference or a very big challenge that makes me to cross and showing me that even if I continue opposing the ruling party, I will gain nothing.
Pade mu kibiina kya FDC nasazemu kuvaamu nagenze mu NRM kubanga NRM itukoledde ebirungi bingi, itulimidde enguudo, amazzi, buli kimu kyonna, amasanyalazi, buli kimu nga mukimanye. Ffe tusazemu okuva mu FDC okujja mu NRM.
Overall, the NRM's increasing support in Kasese district is indicative of a changing political landscape that could have a significant impact on the upcoming elections.
The National Children's Authority, led by Executive Director Martin Chiza, has expressed grave concerns over the increasing number of children living on the streets in the country. Now, in 2018, a troubling statistic of 2,048,000 children aged 5 to 17 years were reported to have experienced abuse. And with just 3 years, this number has risen dramatically to 6 million.
National Children's Authority, led by Executive Director Martin Kiza, has emphasized the importance of parents keeping their children in school as a crucial preventive measure against child labor. He sternly warned individuals who provide assistance to street children to cease this practice immediately. Anyone caught offering gifts or aid to these children on the streets will face consequences.
Ku nguudo tokkirizibwa okukwata sente oba ekyokulya ntokikwasa omwana awo oba omenye etteeka. Kuliko etteeka erya KCCA, Child Protection Ordinance.
The dire situation is particularly evident among children living in the harsh conditions of the ghetto in the sewers of Nachivubo. These children have bravely shared their stories, shedding light on the challenges and reasons that led them to abandon their homes.
Mama jari, omuntu bawo wano ne tugenda ke wano. Eno siwa bibo oba ofunye wosula, ebyokulya, ofunye abakuweerera.
If a child goes to school, chances of being exploited, chances of dropping out of school are very minimal, very low. But according to statistics, national statistics that we have as of now, children in Uganda, as we all know, constitute about 57% of the population of the country. And that is more than a half of the population in terms of numbers. So we really need to give them that attention as a big population, a big constituency in the country, because children are a formidable force that need really to be cared for, and we need to invest in children to ensure that they are a generation that will contribute to national development.
The National Children's Authority's message is clear. The increasing number of street children is a pressing issue that demands immediate attention, and efforts should be focused on keeping children in school and preventing them from falling into the cycle of child labor.
whenever there is any risk of abuse or an abuse for that matter, please call 116. It is toll free. It's a government child helpline that can be utilized anytime, and you are given the attention that you deserve.
Feeding street children on the road has inadvertently exacerbated the problem and must cease. Mary Namkose, Stephen Kayumba, UBC News.
Over 20 sub-counties within Katakwi district have commenced the implementation of the Parish Development Model Initiative. The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer of Katakwi District, Juliet Cheptowek, reported that a total of 109 parish savings and credit cooperative societies have been officially registered under this program. Details in this report.
The Deputy Chief Administrative Officer of Katakwi, Juliet Cheptowek, says the Parish Development Model Initiative is gaining momentum in the region with the registration of 109 parish SACCOs, a testament to the growing interest and commitment of the communities.
And they are going to benefit from the 11 billion that government has released for us right in the account of Opportunity Bank, which is our sole bank as a district.
Meanwhile, the resident district commissioner, Katakwi, Godfrey Katamba, says 5 individuals who were attempting to extort money from beneficiaries have been apprehended by security.
The bank is here with the money to ensure that when you finish on the voucher, then you are paid. When you open the account, then you are given the account, and again the voucher is dispensed, then you are subsequently paid. So therefore, it is a 4-in-1 exercise that is going to ease the difficulties, the moving up and down.
The head of business at Opportunity Bank, Amos Bona, explained their commitment to providing beneficiaries with essential financial skills and literacy. Bona highlighted that Opportunity Bank had distributed laptop devices to parish chiefs, enabling them to oversee the program effectively.
We came to hand over 20 laptops to Katakwi sub-counties because of the misconception that has been happening and the very slow payout rate. So we decided to partner with the government and the district to make sure we increase the payout rate to enable the payments to the beneficiaries increase. Standing at 11% right now, our focus is to make sure by end of this coming week we should increase it beyond 50%, and by end of month the entire SACCO account should be fully paid.
The Parish Development Model Initiative was launched by government in February 2022 as a strategic measure to combat poverty and uplift communities for better livelihoods. I'm Navka Farida and Vincent Wamondo.
Teenage mothers have been encouraged to recollect themselves and work to better their livelihoods and their children instead of holding on regrets due to their past predicaments. Senior pediatrician and lecturer at the Institute of Infectious Diseases at Makerere University, Dr. Dorothy Jingo Kasamba, said this in a statement.
It's no secret that most teenage mothers end up living a life of regrets characterized by hopelessness. For this lot of teenage mothers hailing from Musoba Zone in Chifumbira, Kamocha, they have been cancelled on top of receiving an assortment of household items.
Ebyokukaaba mubirekeraawo. Okay, once in a while it's good to be emotional. We are human beings. Naye okukaaba tikijja kubayamba mufune ekintu ekirala ekisobola okujjako okukaaba okwo.
This was at Safari Homes Hotel, where teenage mothers from Kamocha, a Kampala suburb, turned up for counseling sessions organized by Rotary Club of Bukoto.
What we are trying to do here is basically, as Rotary Club of Bukoto, come to the community, to these people who don't seem to be having hope because of the misfortunes that they have had. Just give them a bit of hope that all is not lost. The history may have happened, but from this point forward, there is still a lot that is before them, and they need to take advantage of. So ours was really to bring hope to these young mothers. Some of them are already mothers, others are still expectant mothers, but ours is a message of hope. We want to create hope so that as people in the situations they are, they carry themselves forward.
The items we gave them mama kit. We have some of them who are pregnant. We gave them soap. There are some who have children and they need to keep their homes tidy. So that was the choice. The items are very small. The focus was on the message that we do give them.
18-year-old Chukamushaba Irene Babazi is one of the teenage mothers that stand up and benefited from this arrangement.
Twebaliza ddala era gye badde Katonda abaddizeewo kuba bambi wabayi batuyambye kati nze neero mbale simena kye ngenda kulya ge mazima kati ekyemisana nzino nkiriridde wano.
Like Chukamushaba, Claudine Mukeshimana is overwhelmed by the gesture, given that she is struggling to raise her 3 children all by herself.
Mwami wange yandekawo yafunayo omukazi omulala kati buli omu waali nkuba omulanga asobola kunyambako nanyamba.
A senior pediatrician and lecturer at the Institute of Infectious Diseases, Makerere University, encouraged teenage mothers to gather strength and recollect themselves for the sake of their offspring.
I've seen various of them as patients, and so I would give them some hope. I have been an adolescent before, I've been a child before, disadvantaged a bit like some of them, so I would totally be in their shoes to know exactly what they feel being low, but encourage them to work hard to purpose to achieve that they have to be in life, because God purposes to help each one of us achieve our purpose in life.
Nice.
Okay.
Are you done?
Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
A 72-year-old resident of Busana LC1 in Chibale Town Council, Chibale District, Leocadia Bizowire, is seeking intervention from government unpaid compensation from the China Communication Construction Company, CCCC. The company used her half-acre land during the tamaking of the Mubende Kakumiro Kagadi Road. Details in this report. 52-year-old Leocadia Bizowire of Chibale District entered into a contract with the Chinese company on January 10, 2017, in which they promised to provide her a house and pay her 500,000 shillings per month for 1 year, with the possibility of renewal for 5 years.
The Chinese constructed the road from Mubende up to Kagadi. They were my neighbors here, but when they came here, they trespassed to my land. I consulted the town council people. I thought they were the ones who had given them this part, this land. They refused, they denied. Then I started consulting them. They're all in vain.
However, the company relocated to a new location in 2022 without fulfilling their part of the agreement. She pursued legal action through her lawyers but disagreed with the company's offer of 10 million shillings. Instead of the 120 million she sought for the renovation of the building left on her land. Her case was dismissed and she is now seeking intervention from high-ranking government officials.
President Sir, Minister of Finance, Mr. Kasese, you are our person here. Please come and help me with this issue. Mr. Fred Biamukama, you are a child of this Kibale, great Kibale. Please help me. Mama Robina Nabanja, please come to my rescue. I'm here crying tears in my heart. Help me, please. I will appreciate for your helping me.
Additionally, a neighbor, Birunji Jude Tadeo, claimed the Chinese company owes him 60 million shillings for the use of his 1-acre land. He also criticized Chibale Town Council authorities for their investment in the unpaid compensation issue.
I tried my level best, but I failed. I tried from the LC5, chairman LC5. Even I wrote a letter to the UNURA, the executive director of UNURA, Mujara Kagina, I was paid.
A former acting clerk of Chibale Town Council, Peter Powell Nsamba, acknowledged the mismanagement of Leocadia's case and clarified that the town council had no interest in taking the land from Birungi. The Chinese company project manager Wanga, represented by his lawyer Oscar Mugabe, acknowledged the ongoing legal case but declined to comment further.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant
code. Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. This has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes.
Uncle Marcus, this is my former school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive.
Do you even have connection out here? Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide. Okay. We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Welcome back. It's still a UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. And now in the world of business. Government through the Ministry of Teso Affairs has commissioned a multi-million livestock market in Amuria district that is expected to boost local revenue collection. The market was constructed by Development Initiative for Northern Uganda and Uganda Nations Capital Development Fund for the cost of 430.6 million shillings.
Where a livestock market constructed by Development Initiative for Northern Uganda under United Nations Capital Development Fund at the cost of 430.6 million shillings in Amuria district is now ready for use.
So we would like to encourage that Amuria continues to ensure that this facility is functional. It will not be helpful for us to have a facility lying here not functional.
I have not had anybody call of any market association. I'm wondering, is this market being run by the district? Is it by the town council? There must be an organ here that is running the market.
We shall ensure that this equipment, this market, what is here is maintained, so that government does not spend money again over the same project.
According to the end users, the facility has been a long awaiting for traders who have been making losses in an open market.
When the market was open, the animal used to run and we used to lose money. But right now, we're okay.
Even loading the animals, like you see the other ramp for loading, you can just put your vehicle and push the animal.
The collection of the local revenue in the district is expected to expand with the coming of this market that will boost livestock trade in the district and the region at large.
Even us as government previously, we were losing a lot of money here because it was not easy to even collect the local revenue here because people would evade tax because the market was not organized. The butchers, other people were hiding butchers somewhere. It was not really easy to even just collect local revenue.
Minister of State for Test Affairs Dr. Kenneth Ongalo Obote cautioned farmers across Teso sub-region to avoid middlemen and utilize the market for socio-economic development.
Stop this business of allowing these middlemen to come and buy your things in the villages. When you bring all your produce here, you control the prices. When you allow these people to come and buy them from your homesteads, they control the prices. And you will be working for the middlemen. Commission this market.
Obote also commissioned Amuria Central Market that was also constructed by the same partners in Amuria Town Council at the cost of 1.2 billion shillings. Joseph Okow, UBC.
Now, in the heart of Lugala Trading Center, Rubaga Division in Kampala, a shoe manufacturing company known as Jora Shoes Limited has been steadily contributing to Uganda's import substitution strategy. Founded in 2010 by a visionary named Yoram, the company has grown from humble beginnings, sourcing locally produced leather to craft a diverse range of shoes for people of all ages and gender. I had a chance to talk with him. Atuhamiza Yoram's journey towards establishing Jora Shoes was inspired by a chance discovery in his garden of a worn-out shoe that he repaired and wore with pride. However, it was during his tenure as a teacher that his life took a new direction, fueled by his passion for footwear.
At the school where I was teaching, they needed to buy shoes, and someone delivered the shoes. We got them and I was like, hey, you mean these shoes can be made in Uganda? The person was like, yes. So I got his number, and at some point, one time I was in Kampala, I landed on a gentleman. I got his contact again. By then I didn't have a phone. That was 2007. So when I got his number in 2010 where I was teaching, they told me they needed shoes. I was like, hey, I have someone who can make these shoes for you. I came, I talked to him, and he was able to sell to me the shoes. I took them. I was like, I think this is something that I can do.
One vital aspect of Jora Shoes' commitment to local sourcing is its partnership with Kawumu Tannery. This tannery, commissioned by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in October 2022, provides the essential raw material, leather, which Jora Shoes transforms into high-quality footwear.
The leather which we use, it is quite expensive. It's not cheap when you compare it with the synthetic leather which is imported from China or elsewhere. Then the other thing is also the soles, because some of the soles we also import them. So those constitute the biggest cost of Jora shoes.
Jora Shoes has adopted a strategic marketing approach targeting bulk consumers, such as schools that purchase sizable quantities to supply their students and make a profit. Over the years, the company has expanded its operations, employing over 20 full-time staff members. Companies like Jora Shoes are going out of their way to produce products that were formerly heavily imported. But to what extent are they benefiting from the import substitution incentives?
The criteria and the requirements they need for you to be able to qualify, they are so high. And like such loans, I'm not kind of person who runs for loans, given my background, because I would want to get a loan when I know it is going to be repaid in this way. So we have grown organically, we have never gotten anyone's loan, we have used our own money.
As the workforce has grown, so has the complexity of managing the business, requiring careful economic decisions to ensure its sustainability.
At the start it was easy because we had very few workers, but now you need money. There has to be constant production, short of which they will be seated and they will not be working, and you'll be making a loss.
Despite the company's success, Jora Shoes faces challenges, particularly in dealing with inconsistent, costly electricity supply. These issues, coupled with substantial tax expenses, have led to the fluctuations in production capacity. On good days, the company can produce up to 300 pairs of shoes, but this output can be influenced by fluctuations in demand. Jora Shoes stands as a testament to the potential of import substitution in Uganda's economy. As the company continues to grow, it remains an example of how small industries can play a significant role in economic development, even in the face of challenges. Wadulo Mac-Arnold, UBC News in Rubaga, Kampala. Yes, and Loro sub-county residents in Amuda district want women and youth to be prioritized in parish development model money, as it will help in improving lives of the people and end insecurity in the area. Locals said this during the commissioning of Loro Livestock Market, which they say has reduced domestic women, and many reformed warriors can now educate their children.
Residents of Loro Sub-County in Amdat District are calling for focus on women and youth when allocating for parish development model funds. They believe that directing resources towards these groups will greatly enhance the quality of life for the community and contribute to ending insecurity in the area. This sentiment was expressed during the inauguration of the Loro Livestock Market, which has already shown positive impacts on the local population. Previously, animals were sold in the bush, resulting into limited revenue collection links per market day. However, with the construction of the Loro Livestock Market, revenue collection has risen significantly to over 800,000 shillings per market day.
Child is studying now in Kampala. I sell only 2 cows, and it's enough to go to school. But before, you sell 10 cows. But nowadays, because of this market, he has brought the price of the cow to be very important.
300 to 500 cattle. Then when we talk about goats, we have between 300 to 600. When we talk about sheep, we have between 200 to 300 sheep on a weekly basis.
Our sub-county, you can see, there's a big change in Loro sub-county. A very big change it is there. There are so many buildings, even our warriors here, they have known about business. You can see even a warrior now building a permanent house. That means this market has shown something very wonderful to the community. Even this car, when you take that car, is the car for the warrior. So it's exchanging money. From there is now exchange rate like Malaba here.
The positive effects of the market extend beyond economic gains. Residents have reported a decrease in domestic violence as many women have gained financial empowerment through the market. Furthermore, the involvement of youth in cattle trading has contributed to a reduction in overall insecurity in the region.
Beat women, violence against women. But now men are no longer beating the women. And women have already known about business as men. Nowadays even men come back home with the kavera, food for the children, even educating the children.
So because these youths are like, they have become middlemen and brokers in the market. So it is now their employment, self-employment.
Papers, right, driving permits,
So there is no cow to sell minus any document. So they reduce stealing.
Despite these improvements, the community emphasizes the need for government support that prioritizes youth and women in the parish development model.
To give to women mostly and youth to avoid inconvenience, even this is stealing the cows. You know, when you are poor, you feel like doing something very bad. Even marriage, this market has done something good because now they can even sell their goats, sell their cows, and get the cows for marrying.
That they can also increase more money. They also give the youth and the women in case so that they can help again to support themselves and evolve their businesses and they change their lifestyle.
The Loro Livestock Market, funded by the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda and the European Union, has become a hub of economic activity, attracting business people from various regions, including Kampala, Mbale, Jinja, South Sudan and Kenya. The market is equipped with essential facilities such as a weighing scale, animal watering point, and a revenue office. The commissioning ceremony of the Loro Livestock Market was attended by officials from European Union, the Ministry of Local Government, district authorities and local residents.
We need the young girls to go to school to replace us who are growing old.
The market has not only improved economic conditions, but also contributed to reducing domestic violence and insecurity within families, making it a significant asset to the community. Mary Namkose, Maureen Iga, UBC News.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Ha. Hey, can I pay with Momo? Ha.
Here's our merchant code.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Ha. Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona Voice Bundles. Dial *100*1#. Select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Welcome back, and it's now time for sports. A new multi-purpose sports complex worth 4 billion shillings will be commissioned in Kamwenge district by end of November. The facility under construction comprises a football field, netball and volleyball courts, including athletics tracks, and is also being supervised by the local government. Funded by the World Bank, it is aimed at expanding the recreational capabilities within Kamwenge, being a refugee hosting community, according to Annette Kobusinje, the district engineer.
President Yoweri Museveni is scheduled to commission a multi-purpose sports complex worth 4 billion Uganda shillings in Kamwenge district in 2 months' time.
This playfield is going to take us about 4 billion in terms of contract sum, including the variations that have been considered. And it has in it a football pitch, and also it has the athletics runways. Then it will accommodate the netball and the volleyball pitches. And it will have pavilions to aid the viewing of the spectators, and then a lot of environmental greening to make sure that people get shade whenever they are inside.
The project will be fitted with other modern health facilities as a multi-purpose infrastructure to be used by both the host community and refugees, including other visitors to the region.
We have done 2 blocks of washrooms, the toilets, which will be serving as sanitation facilities. We also have included 2 blocks of dressing rooms to always accommodate the home and away teams, or the ladies and gents teams, depending on what we'll be playing at that time. Then it will also accommodate a parking space, which will be paved of about 30 vehicles and 5 buses, which will be bringing in the athletes or other players who will be coming to play.
The World Bank has funded the construction of this sports complex as a recreational intervention under the refugee window.
In terms of choice, this one happened to take on a high priority in terms of ranking, and it was among the batch 1 projects to be funded. And we think the importance is because the leisure component, or that playing component, helps us to blend play amongst ourselves, and then of course it promotes the public relations. So we are hosting refugees, and part of these games, of course, we shall be playing with the refugees. So it is meant to blend us even better, the host communities and the refugees, and we live in harmoniously.
Other projects being implemented by 10 additional hosting refugees, such as Terego, Obonji, Yumbe, includes community roads, markets and resource centers. Brian Tumwenebiaruhanga, Vincent Wamondo, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our UBC News Tonight, the 16th day of September 2023. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Do join us tomorrow for more news, always inspiring Uganda. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold Mugalu Muhammad on Sign Language. See you tomorrow.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.